You hear so much talk about solar energy these days and the fact that it's just the wave of the future. But if you have not looked into it recently, so many things have changed. We need to give you an update. You can't afford not to hear this. Artie Rose from Solar Alliance of America is here again to explain. Old days, new days. I mean, it doesn't make sense not to do this now, but let's lay the groundwork first.
Well, basically, Marc, as you know, I've been in the industry since 1984. And back in 1984, the solar industry was a whole different beast. Number one, solar was extremely expensive, and the payback was long. What's happened over the last 20-some-odd years is things have changed tremendously. Think back in the 80s, we used to install systems, and we had to have battery packs inside people's garages or basements and store the energy. So at night, when you wanted to use energy, when the sun was gone, you'd use the energy that was stored in your batteries. Then what happened was we got what's called grid-tied systems. And these are systems where we create energy, and if you're not using the energy, it's actually put back into the grid. Unfortunately, up until last year, if you created more energy than you used, the utility company kept it.
And they get a free benefit.
They would sell it. They would sell your energy to your neighbor,
to somebody else, and make a profit on you. Well,
right.
The law has changed now, and if you produce more energy than you use, you can get a check from SDG&E.
Will actually write a check. It's called AB 920. And it's an assembly bill that if you, as you say, produce more energy than you use, they'll cut you a check right after the 1-year anniversary. So let's take a look at what happens from the very beginning, Marc. People install a system on their home, and from day one, their meter spins backwards. That energy is going into utility, and actually you don't have to actually pay a utility bill. We have what's called net metering statements.
Now, this is what I'm on now. Since you installed my system, I'm on net metering. I get a statement each month that tells me how much energy my system has produced, and it tells me whether or not I owe SDG&E any money.
Right.
If I produce more than I use, I got a credit for that month.
Right.
And then at the end of the year, we settle up. But guess what? When we settle up, it might be them writing me a check. It's so cool. I grin every time the bill comes.
Nothing like this has ever happened in the solar industry for 20-some-odd years. But what we've done, Marc, and that's what makes it so exciting these days, we've created a program that allows every homeowner the opportunity to own a solar system. What's the #1 objection you'd think most homeowners would have when it comes to buying a solar system?
Even when I try to explain this to people, the first thing they say is, I don't think I can afford it.
Right. How much is it?
Right.
Where's the justification in spending, in their mind, tens of thousands? I don't know where they came up with these figures, but it's just not true. So we developed a program. It's what we call our solar stimulus program. And if people qualify, we don't require a down payment. Zero. Nada. And from day one, their utility bill spins backwards, and for 18 months, no payments and no interest. So take someone that's got a $200 or a $300 utility bill. If they put a solar system on their home, and if they could save $200 a month, over the next 18 months, they're going to save $3,600 and have not spent a dime. And here's the really unique part. During the summertime, if they want to run their air conditioner, they own a solar system, they don't have a utility bill.
So run it all you want.
Well, I don't necessarily recommend run it all you want, but they don't have to pay a utility bill. And at the end of the year, again, as we said earlier, if they create more energy than they used, SDG&E will actually send them. Imagine owning a solar system like you do.
I do.
And I
My
know
parents
every day
do.
You're watching. Your neighbors do, because once they understand that there's no money down, and as we've discussed in the past, the federal government, if you pay federal taxes, pays for 30% of the cost of the system. What is there in our lives that the federal government will pay 30% of, and then on top of that, the state has a program?
Folks are always saying, what benefit do I get from my taxes? What do I get from all this agony filing my taxes every year? You get money back when you buy a solar system.
Real dollars.
Real dollars. I just went through this, folks. Look, I know it may be a lot to absorb in just a few minutes, so let's do this for you. For the first 15 callers, Artie will just simply come to your home. If you own your home and your bill is at least $150 a month in electricity, those are the only two requirements. First 15 callers, he'll come to your home. He'll give you a $50 Visa gift card just for the privilege of coming to your home and explaining to you why you cannot afford to do this. I promise you, I've watched my friend Artie do this many, many times. There's no pressure. He's not going to try to close a sale. He's just going to explain to you how it works, and then you make a simple decision, just like my parents did, my neighbors did, like I did. It's pretty simple.
We've helped, just last month alone, Mark, hundreds of people signed up for our program.
And I haven't heard, one person say, oh, gee, I don't know. Everybody just does like me. They grin from ear to ear, and then they run to the mailbox to get the statement. Not a bill,
not a bill, a statement.
All right, Artie Rose, Solar Alliance of America. Please, first 15 callers, the $50 Visa gift card is yours just for letting Artie come out and explain. And then I want to hear back from you after you install the system and hear how excited you are.
Send you an email about what happened when...
Send it to me here at the station. I would love to hear from you. For more information, go to san diego6.com. Just click on San Diego Living.